Public land hunting takes a lot of work. A lot of preparation during the summer, a lot of work during the summer, and as 2017 approached, this was possibly the most exciting part of the whole process. Just getting there, getting boots on the ground, and finding out where I might can find a big buck this fall. So work we did. Dad and I traveled to Ohio multiple times during the summer with the ultimate goal of finding the best place to be in November. It was hot, it was muggy, and there were plenty of ticks, but ultimately it was definitely worth it. After miles of walking and plenty of sweat drained, Dad and I had both found several places that we had a whole lot of confidence in for November. We took the time to discuss this with each other and ultimately game plan on the plan of attack when the time got right. The summer months went by, and finally it was time to be in a tree in November. All of our work was about to be put to the test. Pretty good buck that came by. He caught me a little off guard. He just wasn't quite there, but a gorgeous buck. He come in to check this scrape, and when he got to about 8 yards, I think he noticed me up in the tree and kind of avoided me, but he wasn't spooked. He just kept on walking, so that's a good sign. That's exciting to see. That deer walked by North Carolina, he's in trouble. Good morning from Ohio. We're back in the tree again. Had a great evening yesterday. A great day yesterday, but really good evening. Saw a pretty good buck. He come through and did just what we wanted him to. Just wasn't quite the buck we was looking for. Switched it up this morning, and I came out to a spot on some public land that I'd found earlier in October, way back in the back of it. And it had some pretty good rubs earlier, but I came and checked yesterday just to make sure that I wasn't mistaken. And I came and checked yesterday, and it's tore up, and there's a rub right below me, actually in my little funnel, that is as big around as I am. It's a big cedar tree, and it's been rubbed 360 degrees around. So my thinking is that there ain't no immature buck gonna do that. So there's got to be at least one good one around here. What this is just a little funnel, a little pinch point on top of a ridge that leads from two sources of feeding back to bedding, and just a really good transition area. There's a scrape line coming up on the way in. So I'm gonna see. Sit tight and see what happens. It's thick in here, really thick. So not going to be much, you know, pre-rolling stuff. It's going to happen quick if it happens, which is fine. The wind's perfect. Perfect morning, cold still. You can see my breath. It's November 9th. So we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll happen this morning. Stickboys.
My assumption was correct. Before I knew it, I quickly had a big mature Ohio buck heading my direction.
Oh, man. I just shot a pretty good deer. I don't really know what it was. I just know he was big and mature. And I hit him really good. Oh, thank you, Lord. I don't even know what to do right now. I hope that was on footage. I have no idea if it was or not. Oh my gosh. Golly. Now that I'm calmed down. Just shot a pretty good buck. I don't know how good. I just know he was good enough. He come through like there had just been a doe here, but I've been sitting here all morning and haven't seen a doe, but he had his nose to the ground like a beagle on a rabbit. He come through, I saw him coming up the funnel, and the way this is, it's a pinch point on a ridge. And basically, anything coming through here is going to walk by me. And so I got up and got ready, and I thought he was going to come to my left, as you can see, and then I moved the camera back around me to the right, and he stopped at about 10 yards. And I had to needle the air through some limbs. But I thought I had a good enough hole, and I let it go. I think I made a pretty good hit. Not real sure yet. It's hard to tell on the footage because it's zoomed back. But I've got it on footage, but it's a little zoomed back, so it's hard to tell exactly. My first instinct was I drilled him. But we're going to see. I'm going to get down here in a minute and look at the blood and see what the blood says, if there's anything other than bubbles. Hopefully there's bubbles all in it. If there's bubbles all in it, we'll go ahead and trail him. If not, we'll give him a little bit. Luckily Aaron's with me. He's on the other side of this funnel, probably 150 yards from me. Well, we came about 50 yards. Took about 20 yards for the blood to start, and there's bubbles all in it, so we're gonna go ahead and trail him. We'll see what happens, see where it goes. Here's my arrow right here.
Oh, really? Good penetration.
Yeah, plenty of penetration on the label.
Good blood.
It don't stink or anything, so yeah, good blood all over it.
All right.
Good sign. We'll see what happens.
Go. Go. What's that? A log?
Nope. That ain't
That's
no
your
log.
deer. The blood was easy to follow. The deer didn't go far. Had it not been thick, I probably would have been able to see it fall. hard to explain the emotions that go
He
through a
didn't go
public
nowhere.
land hunter when they're approaching a deer such as this.
He didn't go far at all.
That ain't, what, that ain't 100 yards, is it?
Probably right at 100 yards. Dude.
He's better than I thought he was.
I thought you said he was like 120.
Well, I don't know if he's 8 or 10 pounds.
He's bleeding like crazy right here.
Oh, man.
He is a giant.
Oh, baby. Dude, he's... oh, my God.
Dang.
Holy crap.
That is a deer. Congratulations. That's awesome. Give me some.
I don't even know what to say. I thought that was 180 inch, or 80, 120 inch, maybe 8-pointer or something. Oh my gosh. Got like a dagger thing going on. Holy cow. Look at his face.
His head looks like a horse. Yeah, he's a stud.
I don't even know what to say, man. Oh my gosh. Look at that deer. Holy cow. Oh boy. Trying to get legal here. Kind of weird. I guess that'll stay.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Gosh. Well, found our buck this morning. You hear that old saying all the time that they have ground shrinkage, and I've definitely shot my fair share of bucks with ground shrinkage, but I think this might be the first one I've ever shot that had ground growage, because I had no idea this buck was this big. What a beautiful buck. He's a huge body. I don't know how big his body is, but he is massive. His body and big old face. He's a mature old buck. Just a great animal. Got in this morning. I actually found this spot. This story starts really back in the summer scouting, but I found this spot. Make a long story short. And I found a little pinch point on top of a ridge connecting food and cover, and found a bunch of little rubs earlier in the season, and made a mental note to come back, you know, when things got right, and waited around just a little bit. We got up here. See, it's the 9th. We started hunting yesterday morning, and I came up here midday yesterday, just between hunts, to see what was going on. And when I came up here, there was a cedar tree that was about as big around as my waist rubbed. So I'm like, okay, you know, there's some good deer in here. So came back in this morning. Aaron was with me. He was on at the other end of the funnel, and things were pretty slow to start off with. I don't think I saw a deer until after 9 o'clock, and saw a couple little bucks, a bunch of turkeys. Aaron saw a pretty good mature buck, but wasn't quite what he was wanting, and they're about 10, or I guess what time was it, about 9:40 or something?
Yeah.
Sometime late morning, 9:30, 9:40. I looked up and I saw a buck dog, and it looked like she was dogging a doe, but there was no doe, just had its nose to the ground. And it started making its way my way, and I thought, well, this might happen. So I got up and got ready, and as you can see on the film, I thought he was coming to my left, so I put it behind me on the tree. Well, he turned right the last second and went back in front of me, so I swung the camera around just in time. He stopped, and I had a good hole to shoot through. There's a few limbs in the way, but I knew I could make it, and I would like to say that I, you know, had the greatest form and really thought through everything, but I totally went into autopilot. Next thing I know, that arrow was on its way, and it buried right in the back of the ribs going forward. It was a quarter and away shot, and buried to the label, and it took off, and I knew I'd hit him good. So you saw my reaction. I was flipping out, and at the time I thought I had shot a good 8-pointer. I didn't really know how big he was. I thought he might be a 9 or a 10 because I thought I saw this, but other than that, I just went into hunter mode, and I didn't think anything. I didn't pay much attention to it, so it got quite the shock. Come up over this hill, and this guy was laying there.
you know, at this point I really don't even know what to say, but it's thank you, Lord. That was we worked hard for this deer, put a lot of miles on the boots out here on public ground. This is public ground in Ohio, and put a lot of miles on and put in a lot of work, but I tell you, it's definitely worth it. And to make it, you know, I've got my dad, my best friend size little kid, other best buddy, we're all here and having a really good time. That's the best part about it. You know, deer's awesome and it's going to look good on the wall, but you know, the memories and the fun is really what it's about. So that's the best part of it. So I'm excited. This is only the second day. I don't know what I'm going to do for 4 days. I guess I'm going to be the scout and go tell everybody where to be, I guess. But boy, I could not be happier with this buck. I still don't even know what to say. I killed this buck with Omega Imperial, or not Omega Imperial, sorry. I killed this buck with an Omega Native. This bow, actually, I just got it last week. My buddy Kagan McCabe up in Pennsylvania from Omega Longbows, he had made this bow with a different limb design and wanted me to use it and see what I thought of it. So I grabbed it and I really liked it. And it's worked great for me. It's great for these public land hunts, get in and out. But shot a Black Eagle arrow and a Grizzly broadhead, and that bow's only 41 pounds at 28 inches. So, but yeah, that's equipment notes, and I couldn't be happier. I don't even know what to say. It's by far the biggest deer I've ever killed. So, oh, we got the tag on it. Got her legal. Got him legal. So we're gonna try to get it out of here and go celebrate, and then try to find everybody else one. Thanks for being with us.
I told the guys I'd shot a small 8-point. Needless to say, they were a little surprised.
How silly little.
But that ain't 115-inch 8-point.
That's a good one, ain't it?
Yeah.
Golly. That's bigger than what you said, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's an 8?
No.
That's an 8?
13.
He's got
13 points.
God, buddy. He's a monster, ain't he?
Holy mount.
You taking me?
Let's not pull him out right here.
God.
So that's the story of my 2017 Ohio buck. The deer ended up scoring in the mid 130s gross, which doesn't really matter to me. I didn't really care that much. I was excited to get him down. It was more about the experience. It was more about the time with friends and family. You know, and that's what it's all about. Public land hunting, it is what it is. It's a lot of work. It can be a lot of frustration. There can be a lot of people. You know, we saw several people, not necessarily while we were hunting, but while we were driving around. And in reality, that, you know, it just is what it is. And you have to be able to take the experience for what it is. We had an absolute ball. You know, we're going to talk about that. You have memories from that trip that we're going to have forever, and really that's what it's all about. And you know, that's what bow hunting is to me. Is it's about the fun and the memories and the moments you have with friends and family. It's not really about the buck, although it's nice to take a good buck every now and then. It's really more about the experience. And you know, if I ever lose that aspect, if I ever get so, you know, consumed with it being a mature buck, or consumed with the inches or the antlers or whatever it is I could get consumed with, and I hope I have enough guts to quit, because that's really not what it's about. And to be honest, I think too many people in the industry or the outdoor industry, and too many people that just hunt in general, they take hunting for what it's not. The best part of that, the most enjoyable for me to watch back this video, the most enjoyable clip for me to watch is when we tricked Brad and Dad and Ethan into thinking I had shot a little buck, and when we pulled up, it actually wasn't. That video and their reaction is worth more to me than that shot clip could ever be. You know, and I laugh harder at that and remember that more than I do even taking the deer. And I think that's what it's about. I really do.